Heyo everybody, Haku here, and welcome to my first ever read-through video for Soloist in a Cage. I'm really excited to get into this series, but I got some stuff to talk about here in the intro real quick before we get into actually reading here. So my voice is pretty messed up right now. Like, I've had a sore throat for the past couple days, and yeah, I was hoping that by recording something before this, it would help warm my voice up or something, but hasn't helped a lot. My throat still hurts, so sorry if this video is a bit on the scratchy side. But yeah, so I also have to admit that we're going to be reading chapters 1 and 2 here, and I've already read chapters 1 and 2. Basically what happened is I read chapter 1 and I was like, because I've been trying to catch up to a bunch of Jump and Jump Plus stuff, and I'm like, wow, that was incredible. That was better than The Promised Neverland's first chapter. That was so good. And then I read chapters 2 and 3 and I was just like, this is so good. I can't just like catch up to this on my own and then add it to Jump Week. I want to read through this with everyone because this is so good. Also the fact that like basically nobody is reading this. I'm seeing the views here on Manga Plus and they're like really weirdly low for how incredibly good this is in just like the 3 chapters that I've read. But yeah, I'm gonna have this image up here, but I wish I could have what I was actually reading up here, but Shueisha would destroy me. However, if you want to read along with me as I'm reading, I will include a link down in the comments. But it's just on Jump Plus. It's officially released on Jump Plus, translated there and everything. So if you want to read along with me, just go to Jump Plus. Throw it up in the corner of the screen, throw it open in another tab, whatever you want. But I know that's how a lot of people watch these types of read-through videos anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I have already read the first 3 chapters, but I'm going to be rereading them with all of you just so I can discuss them and like go through them and talk about how much I love them as I'm reading them. But yeah, for this first video, I'm going to be doing chapters 1 and 2 because that's the little sister and big brother. And then the titles for chapters 3 onward are like parts 1, 2, and 3 of The Car Dealer with No Cars for Sale. So I'll read chapters 3, 4, and 5 in the next video. And then video after that, I'll do maybe like 6 through 7 or 8, or maybe I'll do like 6 and 7 and then 8 through 10 depending on how long they are. I don't know. And I'm just going to try to separate them by how like the chapters say for now until we catch up, you know. So at least for this one, going to be reading chapters 1 and 2. Now I will say, out of all the praise I'm going to have for this, going through it and how amazing I think every little thing is, my favorite thing is like my one complaint is like my favorite thing is like these characters are out just in this frigid weather and it's like hypothermia is not even a concern on their mind. It's like that scene from SpongeBob where Squidward is like, I'm going to go recover from hypothermia or something like that, and SpongeBob just goes, Hippo-whatia? Like, that's all I could think of reading the first few chapters of this. I was like, Hippo-whatia? So yeah, apparently they're all immune to hypothermia around here. But let's start out with chapter 1, and we have the prison city. And I just love the art. The art is gorgeous in this. A city where all prisoners are housed. Once you're in, you'll never get out. And the setting is so good. Prisoners who realize they're stuck here forever create families of their own, and the population continues to grow. That number reaches over 500,000 residents. Chapter 1, Little Brother. It looks so good. And she sees somebody walking. Oh no, it's dangerous to be walking alone at this hour. 2 guys at the corner of that house, 3 in the alley on the other side, waiting for their prey with bated breath. See? And then this guy gets murdered. All you need to do is pay attention. Why does everyone choose the dangerous path? 7 years. I've never left this room, not since the day I was born. If a child walks these streets, they'll be killed. Even at night, my room light stays out. speaking in hushed voices. We spend each day trying to remain undiscovered. And then her brother starts making noise. And she's just trying to take care of a baby on her own as like a 7-year-old, essentially. Kuchiku. And she's making faces. Locke, did you do her? You did a duty in that face. Ehe. Ehe. This is nothing to be laughing about. She's so adorable. That mark on your tummy won't go away. Guess it's because you were born with it. Okay, that's probably going to be important then, for the rest of the series. If she's trying to find him, that birthmark's probably going to be important. Yeah? Eh? What, you want me to dance for you again? Oh, why not? And she dances. She's so adorable. I love her design. She almost sort of reminds me of Hat Kid from A Hat in Time, but I love her design. For me, trapped in this room, my only reason for living was my little brother. And we see a crack in the wall, a bunch of noise coming from it, and then the cement being filled in. Chief, looks like the wall's finally crumbling down. I suppose it is. After 80 years, that's only to be expected. Still, you sure hired a terrifying bunch to repair it, especially those three. Hugo Navarro, the killer from across the border who brought fear to the hearts of our country's soldiers. Another mercenary, Hachi Bear Man. A notorious wartime criminal, let's not forget. The one who ties them all together. The Demolition Man, Colonel Ross Sandberg. Colonel Sandberg is the GOAT. The legendary man who destroyed a whole company of soldiers in one night. Geez, these guys are no joke. If they decide to rebel, it'll be a catastrophe. Huh, no worries of that happening. After all, we've got the Yes Man robots on our side. Employing artificial intelligence, they use a variety of sensors to manage the prisoners. I love these designs. The art here is so good in these panels. Complete surveillance is possible with their remote control system. Any suspicious behavior from the prisoners, and they'll be instantly shot by one of our 10,000 robots. It also vaguely makes me think of Shoujo Shimatsu Ryoko, or Girl's Last Tour. Whether you're an A-rank war criminal or not, everyone's on equal grounds in here. You'll never escape no matter how hard you try. Thank you. You were always there. I give up. I don't know how to spell this word. And then she hears their neighbors coming. The neighbors are home, and she quiets Locke. And it's the three that were working on the wall. Those assholes, working us to the bone like slaves. I'm beat. Well, at least we can get some supplies for all our work. I'm in the sack. Me too. And then he turns on the radio. From tomorrow, expect serious snowfall. Heavy snow is in the forecast. Various districts. Sorry about the awkward jump cut or anything, but my internet died on me, and so I had to go take a break because of that. But yeah, we're back. Sorry, for you it will be like just a split second, but if like my camera is like slightly different from before or anything, it's because I had to take a break because the internet died on me. So sorry about that. Really crappy thing to happen in my first video on a series for all the new people coming here. But either way, we were at the end of page 18, I think, so that's where I'm going to continue reading from. From tomorrow, expect serious snowfall. Heavy snow is in the forecast. Various districts. More than 100 centimeters of snow is anticipated over the next 24 hours. Oh yeah. And also, so is this other prisoners that have just set up their own radio station or something then? More than 100 centimeters of snow is anticipated over the next 24 hours, with the possibility of up to 20 meters accumulating in some locations, breaking the record of 17 years ago. And Sandberg can hear the baby crying. Locke, stop, we have to be quiet. And she takes him and hides in the bathtub. She can hear Sandberg walking up to the door. She peeks out and we see that he left the bag of supplies. Not again, Colonel. Nothing good'll come of butting your nose into another family's business. Let the parents take care of that brat. I know, but when I hear that child's cry, it reminds me of my boy back home. I get it. Just don't get too soft on him, or you'll have a tough decision to make when the time comes. There's something that you and I have got to do. And she's feeding Locke. I really, really love the art in this so much. You know, our neighbor is always leaving food for us. I suppose we should say thank you, even if we don't know each other. What do you think, Locke? Hehe, I can see that you feel the same way. We've got everything ready. We've got everything ready. And now we see them working on the wall the next day during the snow. Okay, just as I expected, the visibility in this is awful in this blizzard. I'd suggest putting the repairs on hold. Let's increase the volume to make up for poor visibility. Kick up the audio sensors to max. We need to hear a pin drop. Orders to disengage. Received. Work postponed. Hoist the prisoners. They start to pull them back up. But Sandberg leaves a hammer attached to the wall. Pull me up. And it falls into the snow, tied to the rope. Alright, now we see her letter. Left at the doorway. That she was working on before. Phew, I did it. The seed has been planted. Everything's going as planned. We just have to wait for the snow to pile up. We'll never get another chance like this. Finally. Right, Colonel? Yeah, that's right. It's time to bust out of here. Colonel, I can't tell you how happy this makes me. I'm so excited I can hardly sleep. Don't let your guard down. For now, just get some rest and prepare yourself. Sure thing, sure thing. Home. After 10 years. I'll be home soon, Mom. And he goes to leave some stuff and he sees the letter. Dear my neighbors. A kid wrote this, so there's more than just a baby. Dear my neighbors. My name is Chloe. My brother is Locke. I write a letter today. Thank you. You're so... Oh man, this was... When I first read, this was like the hardest part of the chapter. Thank you. You are so kind. Since my neighbors give food, Locke and I can live. We can survive, thanks to you. Are you kidding me? Are we breaking out? This was the hardest thing because, like, if you're in Sandberg's position, like... Do you, like, even breaking out is not a guaranteed thing. That's extremely dangerous. It's like, do you chance breaking out trying to see your family? Like, basically your dream at this point, knowing that doing so, you're basically leaving these kids to starve. But at the same time, you have your own kid to get to, and these kids aren't really your responsibility. It's just something that you've been doing out of your own kindness. So it's like, it's such a difficult thing, and that's what I thought was so amazing about this first chapter, is just, I don't know, the difficult circumstance of what is Sandberg supposed to do here? Like, those aren't his kids, and he has his own kid to try to get to, but at the same time, like, escaping is knowing that you're leaving them to die, essentially. Like, that was the biggest part of this chapter to me. Look at that. The snow's piled up right next to the wall. With that much snow, climbing the wall will be a piece of cake. The goddess of luck is on our side this time, right, Colonel? Colonel, there are 2 kids living next door. Seems that their parents took off about 6 months ago, right when I started leaving food for them. That's why I told you to forget about them. Colonel, don't even think about it. There's no way a kid can break out of here. And a baby. Impossible. In order to get over the wall, we've got to sneak by the guards. With the snowstorm blocking their vision, we have our chance. Until that baby starts to wail, it'll be a rain of bullets. I understand. But without me, those 2 will... Our first chance in 10 years. A miracle like this will never occur again. I'm begging you, don't go soft now. Just stick to the plan. To reunite with our families. And Sandberg thinks about his family. Please, Colonel, We have to think about ourselves here. We've got to survive this. I want to see my family. Don't you miss them too? You're right. God, so good. And now we see them going to grab onto the rope that they hung the hammer from. We see the guards up on the walls. This art is so good. And we see him leaving all the supplies there for Chloe and Locke. Forgive me. And she sees them leaving. Our neighbor tried to save us, but we have no hope in the end. We've never gone outside after all. You know, we didn't even leave this room the day our parents stopped coming home. I couldn't leave you all alone to search for them, right, Locke? That's when I knew. Everything would be okay as long as we were together. I'm not afraid of anything, with you here, Locke. We might die, but I don't mind dying with you. Locke, what do you want to do? Do you want to live? Oh, it's so good. And now we see them climbing and reaching the crack in the wall from before. He looks down at his hands. And we get this great shot of the guard up there as well. There's such a really good sense of space that's built up. Someone's pulling on the rope. It can't be. And he tries to pull her up. And it's Chloe climbing with Locke. Oh, this panel is so good. And he drags her up. But the wall starts to crack. And a piece of the rubble hits against a bar, attracting all the guards' attention. They start to fire. And end up hitting Samberg and breaking off the clasp that's holding Locke to Chloe's back. She grabs onto him though. God, this is so good. And like, this was all like so unexpected. She gets hit in the shoulder, but still clenches onto him. What a kid. Locke. Don't worry. And I love how much story they were able to tell here without any words. So of course, like in a read-through video, like if you're reading along with me, you know what's happening. But, God, there's so much told here, just without any words. But also I try to at least kind of describe a little bit of what's going on, because I've had comments before on my videos that I took really seriously and were like really important to me, where it was somebody saying, you know, like, for them, they're vision impaired, so for them it's difficult to read on their own and stuff, so read-through videos like this help them. So ever since getting a comment like that, I've tried to be better about also kind of doing a little bit to describe the action going on, that way to help with people who do watch read-through videos like this, to help them go through and read on their own. So yeah, either way, continuing on. Don't worry. I'll never leave you, 'cause I'm your big sister. I'm here to take care of you. I would do anything for you. That's right. If you want to live, I'll do... And then the cloth tears away and he falls. God, that was so heartbreaking. Especially the panel of her reaching out and everything. It's so good. Now we have more gunfire. And, like... Samberg must be bulletproof as all hell. I mean, he does have the big backpack that might be full of metal stuff, who knows, but still. He jumps off to the other side of the wall with Chloe. And now we see the surveillance room. Chief, what the hell's going on? An escape in Ward 63 East, the collapsed section of the wall. Due to the weather, their numbers could not be confirmed. However, a yes man has identified one of them as the neighboring country soldier Ross Samberg. We opened fire and saw him plummet from the wall. Chances are he was killed. 80 years. For 80 years, not one single prisoner has escaped. Now you say it's happened on my watch. This guy would be very screwed. Yeah, that is true. If there's the slightest chance he wasn't killed, once he's over the border, he'll be lost to us. Apprehend him at all costs. Apprehend and execute. And we see him bloodied in the snow. Waking up, though, to Chloe scratching at the wall. Locke, Locke. Chloe, stop. Give it up. You have to keep your arm still. Locke. Locke. We fell, and we're still alive. There's a mountain of snow on the other side. It's possible your brother is as well. The thing is, though, Hippo Whatia, Squidward. Like, he would... I'm going to be, like, really, really generous with this and be like, you know what? It's a fictional series. Maybe they're fine for whatever reason. Maybe somebody just happened to be over there to reclaim him. And maybe they're fine from all these gunshots. I'm just going to, like, give it the benefit of the doubt and be like, alright, it's a fictional series. But yeah, like, he would be very, very frozen to death. Like, extremely frozen to death extremely quickly. So yeah, I made a decision. I'm going to protect my baby brother. I'll keep him safe until he grows up. That's what I decided. That's such a good panel, too. Without me by his side. Chloe, I understand. I will. I'll take care of you. So one day you can come and rescue your brother. I'll raise you to be strong, I promise. But now, we have to go. One day, you'll save your brother. Let's go. Time passes. What has become of Chloe? And going into chapter 2, we jump straight into a time skip, which I actually kind of like, because, I don't know, we could have, like, I would have liked it either way. I would have loved to see them planning an original prison break and seeing the break happen and seeing her try to escape with all these people chasing after her and Sandberg and everything. If that was what the story was, that would have been really fun and really cool. But I mean, we've seen a ton of prison break movies and stuff. But instead, we have somebody who was a child in this prison city going away and then coming back. So we kind of get the escape in chapter 1, but we also get to see more of the setting developed as she comes back, and we get her as more of an adult, but also somebody who's got experience from being raised by somebody who was in the prison for 10 years and also being there herself as a child. So I actually think this is a really creative and good way to do it as well. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna jump into chapter 2. Again, I have already read this one. Like I said, I read the first 3 on my own before deciding, you know what, I need to stop reading on my own so I can read these in a video. So yeah, at least for this video, it's stuff I've already read once, but I get to read it with all of you and talk about my thoughts on it and all, so that's good. But I'm excited to get into next video when we're doing chapters, what, like 3, 4, and 5 I said? That way I can really, like, get into stuff that I've never seen before as I'm reading along with you. I think that'll be really cool. But we have another really long one. This one's 63 pages. Chapter 2, Big Sister. It really doesn't take too long to read, though, because even though the pages are huge, they're filled with, like, this incredible artwork, and there isn't really a ton of dialogue. But we start off with this, like, gorgeous shot of this train, and we see all the prisoners chained up inside of it, and Chloe with a picture of her and Locke. Alright, hey, little girl, I gotta know, what kind of crime got a kid like you thrown in jail? And we see this kid. I'm Tricot, or at least that's the way I'm going to pronounce her name for right now. I was hungry, so I ate some bread, but I wasn't supposed to eat the bread. I did a bad thing. It was all my fault that my little sis got caught. I had to steal our food to survive. She saw me take it one day. It's also really going to be interesting when we see what the world outside of the prison city is like. She saw me take it one day. She imitated me, thinking the bread in the shop was free. I was born a dummy. I shouldn't have asked. How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? I'm 11. I see. Same age as he would be. Okay, so it's been like 10, 11 years. Which means that she's like 17, 18 now. Give the questioning a rest. It's too depressing. Alright, now we have the yes men coming in. Arrival at Prison City imminent. Prisoners prepare to disembark. Here we are. Are you okay? Once every 3 months, new prisoners are brought in. Man, what a shot of the gates here. The prisoners follow a long path lined with fences, leading to the official gate of the prison city. Hey there, fishy fishy. Let me see your face. Don't be scared. Welcome to the rest of your life. We might as well be friends. Hee hee hee. I like 'em innocent. Just thinking about you gets me all excited. I can hardly wait. Hurry up and get over here. I'll carve out your eye. I'll slit your throat. You're dead. You're mine. And they're all banging against the fences. I'll eat your heart. You're dead. And again, that's really, really cool symbolism there with Chloe. You'll never get out. And then, is that Tricot that falls over? And they all laugh. Or no, is that one... Is that Chloe? Look at that one, scared stiff. Get off your ass. Keep walking, you chicken. She trembles. And Tricot puts her hand on her shoulder. Are you okay? She stands up. Look, a little kid. God's gift. You, what's your age? What are you doing here? Wait, you're a girl? And she puts her arm up in front of her. Stay close to your brother. Got it? Hey, you two. We're stuck in the same boat here, so I'll give you a tip. Out of kindness. Those prisoners at the fence are all gang members. They're sizing us up for our market value. If caught, the men'll be killed or enslaved. The women, even worse. The guards can still protect us if there's a riot along the fence. After that, it's a lawless land. So I wonder who this guy is then, or if he knew Chloe beforehand or not. Outside. Either way, there's only one thing you can do to stay alive. Run as fast as you can, because your life depends on it. Stick to the shadows and keep running. And they start reaching the end. Now, run! And all the prisoners start sprinting. Just don't look back, just run. The race has begun. And we see the criminals start chasing them. The ones that are already there. Start capturing and videotaping some of them. And now we see the guy from before going after Tricot, pulling out a knife and cutting her brother in the back. Brother! Oh no, I knew that brat wouldn't make it. This is their chance. They're huddled around those kids. Night's approaching, we can get away. And then they start grabbing Tricot and put the knife to her legs. Chloe tries to turn around, but then hears her brother. Tricot, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Forgive me. I couldn't protect you. And she thinks about herself. And then we see, it looks like a flashback, or at least just a cut over to Bear Man. What was he? Hachi Bear Man lighting a candle. Wow. This photo really brings me back. And it's them training Chloe. Hey, Colonel. I don't know if we did the right thing sending out little Chloe, but this is cool too. I hope we get to see more flashbacks to her with them as well as we go through this, to show the different things that she learned and trained for, as she just, like, whenever she comes up against some sort of issue or trouble, she just pulls out something badass or some reason she already knows about this, and then we cut to a flashback of how they trained her. I don't know if we did the right thing sending out little Chloe. Even now I regret letting her go alone. She's resolved to save her brother, but they've been out of contact for so long. I'm sure she'll be alright, 'cause we raised her. I'm sure of it. Just that she's a bit of a chicken, remember? That's what worries me. She'll be fine. Cowardice is what allows Chloe to make the best possible decision under duress. And don't forget, she has what it takes to topple any concerns we might have for her. What it takes. Even now I remember it clearly. On that day we broke out, she showed her true strength. And we have Tricot crying, and Chloe turned around and went back. What do you want? Huh? Another girl? Lady, close your eyes, just for a moment. And she pulls the knife on him, cuts the guy's neck. He goes down. And then she takes the hood and scarf off and shows her face and starts kicking everybody else's ass. Stabs the one guy in the eye. And then it gets dark. Hey, someone, get a light. Damn it, don't let her get away. I'll murder her. That night, the strength that made her hold tight to her brother was drawn out by her single-minded sense of purpose. In other words, when the older sister in Chloe appears, that girl can defeat anyone. And we see her in the dark, slitting the throats of all these guys. And we have the guy from before holding Tricot's brother in the alley. It's incredible. It's as if she's dancing. She stabs the one guy in the chest. But then the first guy, the main guy from before, gets back up holding his throat and tries to stab her in the leg. But she turns, basically without even looking him in the face, and stabs him in the chest. Who is this girl? And she's bleeding. Well, not that she's bleeding. I think it's the blood from the one guy she stabbed in the chest on her hair. And we see all the guys dead in the dark. And she looks down at the blood on her hands and tries to rub it off. Lady, can I open my eyes? Not yet. Tricot, I hear my brother's voice. And he sees all the dead bodies. And Chloe. Tricot, get away from her. Come here, now. Go towards your brother's voice. And Tricot walks through the bodies with her eyes closed. Brother, I found you. And they hug each other. If you go straight along this path, you'll reach the National Management Ward. That's where the factories are. You can find work. No doubt you'll end up working underneath the guards. However, you may have a bit more security. Good luck. And she leaves. Lady, thank you. You can do it. See you later. And Chloe smiles and waves before leaving. And then finally, Chloe's battle to find her little brother begins. And we have just this gorgeous shot of the city. Alright, so once again, really, really great. But next video, this is just sort of a prologue, kind of, stuff I said I already read. But next video, we get into chapters that I haven't read, and I'm so excited for where this series goes. I absolutely love the art. I love the style of storytelling. It's so good. I love Chloe's character and her design. I really do like, Bear Hachiman, or Hachi Bear Man. I forget the one guy's name, and, or Colonel Sandberg. But, yeah, I hope we get more flashbacks. Oh, it was, Navarro. Something Navarro. But yeah, I hope we get more flashbacks to all of them and everything. I'm excited to see where Chloe's journey goes. Also, there's just the fact that, like, I see the first 5 chapters are called Season 1, and then there's Season 2 and Season 3, so I have no idea if that's, like, just the different arcs are called different seasons, if there's going to be, like, big time skips, if we're going to start focusing on different characters. I have no idea, but I absolutely adore this so far. So yeah, I'm probably just going to marathon through these. Expect videos pretty often. Since there's only like 14 chapters, I'm probably going to marathon through them pretty quick and then just go on to the next series I want to read, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll do after this, and then I think I mentioned it earlier. I'll do Jujutsu Kaisen once I'm caught up to this, and then once I'm caught up to that, or just whenever I feel like it, I'll start Monster number 8 as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Or actually, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Forgot to say all that. If you want to help support the channel to help me keep making videos by supporting on Patreon, it's patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. But either way, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.